The Regional Business Center has created this helpful tutorial video to help you register for a master business license online. Here are some things to keep in mind before registration. The registration is a $60 flat rate, and if you're doing the registration online, it can only be paid by credit card. Visa, MasterCard, and American Express are accepted. The master business license is valid for 5 years. The expiry date of your master business license will appear on the printed copy, and if you are renewing your business, it must be done before this day. No notices are sent out to remind you that your business license is expiring, so it's up to you to keep that in mind. Next, you'll need contact and personal information of the owner of the business or the sole proprietor. Lastly, you'll need the contact information of the business, such as the address and phone number. Also, keep in mind that this system doesn't support the browser's back button, so if you do have to make changes, wait till a summary screen where you'll have a chance to go back to the previous few questions. Let's get started. To complete the online registration of your business, you'll want to visit serviceontario.ca. It'll bring you to this landing page, and you can select your preferred language for your registration. For this tutorial, we're going to select English. That link brings us to the homepage of Service Ontario. We're going to select Services for Businesses right in the middle here. And on the next page under Online Services, we're going to click Search, Register, Renew Your Business, and get a Master Business License. Online registration is a $60 flat rate. The only payment options for the online registration are Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. If you're choosing to pay by cash, debit, or check, you'll have to visit a Service Ontario center. If you are paying by credit card, click Start Online Service to begin your registration. The first screen you'll see is a client consent page. This page consents Service Ontario to distribute your information to organizations dealing with employer health tax and WSIB coverage if you're choosing to hire employees. If you don't consent to this page, you won't be able to continue your registration. For our tutorial, we're going to select Yes and Next to continue. This is the Business Services selection page. We have the option to do an enhanced business name search or a business name registration. Enhanced business name search is what you'll want to select if you're trying to do a certified name search or trying to reprint your master business license. For this tutorial, we're going to select business name registration and English. If you choose French, your master business license will be printed in French. Click Next to continue. This is the business name registration introduction page. The flat rate of $60 is reiterated on this page. Keep in mind also that if you're not conducting your registration between regular business hours, which is Monday to Friday 9 to 5, you won't be able to print your master business license on the spot, and it will be sent to you. Once you've read through this page, click Next to continue. This page gives you the option of selecting your business ownership type. You can select sole proprietorship, partnership, and if you're registering an operating as name under an existing corporation, you also have that option. For this tutorial, we're going to select sole proprietorship, and these options below are blanked out. And select Next to continue. This is the business name information page. You have the option here to register your first and last name as a registered business. Registering your name is optional, it's not mandatory. If you choose to operate your business under a business name, such as John Smith Consulting, you do need to register in order to get a master business license and open a business bank account. We're going to select No, that we don't want to register a personal name, that we're going to be registering a business name. So this option is blanked out. Click Next to continue. This page will decide whether we're registering a new business or renewing an existing business. If you've never registered the business before, select No, and these options will be blanked out. If you have registered this business in the past 5 years, select Yes and complete the renewal. For this tutorial, we're going to do a new business, so we select No and click Next. This page summarizes the answers you've given to the previous few questions. If you're satisfied with the answers, you can click yes and move on to the next portion of the registration by clicking next. This page pertains to employer health tax eligibility. Employer health tax is mandatory for companies with an annual payroll of over $400,000. This page is asking us whether our business will operate in Ontario. We're going to select yes for this. Have you or will you hire employees? For this registration, we're going to select no because we're not sure whether we'll have employees. And these two options are blanked out. If you know you're going to hire employees, select yes. And chances are you are not an associated employer and you are not a public sector company. And click next. And this page pertains to WSIB eligibility. So once again, we're not going to be hiring employees or contractors. If you are, you're going to want to estimate the start date of your first employee. You'll also have to answer whether you've started a WSIB account on the behalf of your employees. WSIB coverage is mandatory for employees. For yourself as the sole proprietor of a business, it's optional. Some people choose to go through their disability insurance to have some coverage in case of accident. If you choose to go with the WSIB, the price of your coverage will be determined by annual income and industry. For the purposes of this tutorial, we'll select no. And another summary page. So if you're comfortable with the answers you've given to these questions, you're going to want to click yes and next to continue with the registration. This brings us to the business information page. This first box will contain your business operating name. So for this tutorial, we're going to enter John Smith Consulting. And business activity, it's just a general description of what products and services your business provides. So for our business activity, we're going to say business consulting. And click next to continue. This next page is straightforward. Is the address of your place of business in Ontario? Yes. This question doesn't pertain to whether your contracts or clients are from outside of Ontario. If your day-to-day business is conducted in Ontario, select yes. On this page, we're going to enter our business address. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'll just do a sample address. 123 Sample Street in Sudbury, Ontario. And if your mailing address is the same as your business address, you can select yes right here. If not, select no and enter that information down here. This is the same address as our mailing address, so we're going to click yes, and we're going to click next to continue. Next, we have an authorization page. You are the person authorizing this registration, so your name should go in these fields at the top of the page. If you're the sole proprietor of the business, put your name in. If you're not, you still put your name in because you're the one authorizing the registration. For the purposes of this tutorial, we'll assume I'm the sole proprietor, John Smith. Once that information is input correctly, click next to continue. Next, we're going to input the information of the sole proprietor. So, first name, John Smith. Once again, you're going to put the personal information of the sole proprietor. And the phone number as well. And if there's an extension, you can put it down here. And click next to continue. This is another summary page. Just confirm that all the information you've input in terms of address and business name are spelled correctly. And once you've done that, you can scroll down to the bottom, click yes, and next to move on. Next is the payment page. Select what type of credit card you're using today. For the purpose of this tutorial, we'll select Visa. And put in your Visa card number. You're You're going to want to put the expiry date as well, and the card verification value, which is on the back of the card, and it's a 3-digit number. Once you've done this, select Make Payment, and your card will be pre-authorized. And we've just scrolled over to the guide we've made for the Master Business License registration because we're not actually going to be registering John Smith Consulting. But this is a screenshot of what you're going to see once you click Make Payment. So pre-authorization status, your credit card has been pre-authorized. Click Next to continue with the registration. Next, we'll see the business name confirmation page. Beside business operating trade name, you'll see the business name you want to operate under. In our case, it would say John Smith Consulting. And we would say, yes, we do want to register this business name. Select Next, and you'll move on to the next page, which will look like this. An electronic master business license will get sent to your email if you wish to provide one. Input your email twice into these fields. That way it's verified, and your master business license will get sent to you electronically. Keep in mind that oftentimes the Service Ontario emails will end up in your junk mail, so check that frequently to make sure you do receive your master business license. We also recommend to download it to your computer, that way if it is lost from your email, you still have a copy. Once you've input your email, click Next. The next page you're going to see contains a link to your master business license. Click here to view and print the master business license. Click that and your master business license will open up in a new page. We normally recommend printing 3 copies. The bank will retain one when you open a business bank account. The other 2 you can keep on hand in case you need them. Once you've printed your master business license, close that page, click Yes, and Next to continue. The next page you're going to see is a summary of the registration. From this page, you're going to see what business name you registered. You also have the option to print a summary of all the questions you answered during the registration. If you choose to do that, click Yes and print the new page that opens. If not, click No and Next to continue. And this is the last page you're going to see. It's the receipt information. Click here to view and print your receipt. When you click that, a new page will open containing the receipt for the $60 you paid to register your business, which, by the way, is a business expense. Once your receipt has been printed, the registration process is complete and you have a registered business. Congratulations.